Okay, Sepp, thanks for coming on the program and the show. Yeah, you are one of the best climbers of the world, and I'm delighted to just ask you some questions about cycling climbs. The first one is you came with us not long ago to Colombia with Thompson, with I wasn't there, but with some of my colleagues. You discovered Colombia, but cycling in the Tour, in the Giro, you've discovered so many nice landscapes, places to train. Which is your favorite location, if you can pick one in the world for training, and why?
Oh, that's a really, really tough question. Yeah, I think a big part of me loves the training and the roads in Colorado, in my home state. Um, just beautiful scenery, high altitude. Um, yeah, it's hard to beat home riding always. Um, and in Europe, oh, that's also another difficult question. So I really like the riding in the Pyrenees, and where I live in Andorra, also the area of Catalonia and kind of the pre-Pyrenees, I would call it. It's just super quiet. You go through so many beautiful places, small villages, and also some really, really hard climbs there. But it's it's really difficult to pick a favorite place to train.
At least you just pointed out one mountain range, because many of the Americans I meet cycling, they ask me, if I have to come to Europe, which is the place I can't miss for climbing? Some of them they ask me for the Pyrenees, so you'd say Pyrenees is like a mountain range that is worthy to do with a cycling bike.
Yeah, yeah. I think in the Pyrenees you can discover a lot of really hidden places that are out of the eye of the public, or where yeah you hardly see any other cars, any other cyclists, which is something really special, because a lot of places you go, it's so busy and packed, and you feel um, like it's a bit less of your secret, and in the Pyrenees you can go to some of these places where you feel like yeah, you're one of the only people in the world that can
Yeah.
experience this in a way.
Yeah, I know this feeling. I know this feeling. This
Yeah,
is very cool.
yeah.
And in the Pyrenees, is there like some names of climbs that you really want to share, or do you just want to keep with you the secret to keep feeling like just free on those mountains? Is there
No,
any
no,
names?
I'm happy to share them. I think yeah, a lot of the climbs that I think Thompson does a tour through, like, starting in Girona and going up through the Pyrenees. So they do like Col de la Croeta, which is a
Yeah.
really hard, beautiful climb. Also in that area, there's Col de Pal, which is a really beautiful climb. Col de Pradel, all very, very challenging, but worth it when you get to the top. And then from that area, once you get more into France, there's the Payeres, which is a really
Ooh,
nice,
yeah,
beautiful switchbacks,
yeah.
and um, yeah, it's just open green vegetation at the top, and then you go
Yeah,
down, and then you get more into the area of the more famous tour climbs.
yeah.
But already in that area, there's so many side roads and beautiful, beautiful climbs to experience.
Yeah, the guy said he said the name of the climb. He said Payers. In the channel, I've got a video about Payers. I went there with the drone and I
Yeah,
record the climb with the drone. I just also explain the history. So yeah, go and check out this video, because Payers is one of my favorite climbs
it,
in the Pyrenees. And if Sepp Kuss is saying that Payers is cool, it means that it's really it's really cool. Well, also it's really cool, at least for me. And I want to ask you, because you didn't have my experience in this mountain range, is in Italy. You just started. No, you did your first ever Giro Italia this year with Primoz Roglic that you guys won in Jumbo. So congratulations. But
thank you.
how's your point about the climbs in the Dolomites, especially in Italy? What's your take about what you took from that experience in the Giro mountains?
Yeah, the Dolomites were really beautiful. The views also incredible, because the Dolomites are mountains that are super unique, and you're just stunned by the views the whole time. and the conditions of the roads are really good. Just beautiful pavement, um, and really, yeah, idyllic scenery, um, and climbs with a lot of character as well. You have, some steeper climbs, some climbs that are steep, and then a bit shallower, and they really keep you engaged. So I really love the Dolomites, and I would love to go back there some more to enjoy the the riding a bit more.
Because if I'm not wrong, uh, my sources is sometimes your wife. So I just make it cool. But yeah, my sources, I think they told me that you never train in the Dolomites. You just raced. Am I wrong or is it true?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I've never trained there. A lot of people go to Livigno, which is a popular training destination, but yeah, still have to add that one to my list. But yeah, like I said, there's so many different places in the world to train and to ride, and yeah, something I need to do probably with Thompson in the near future.
In the last Giro Italia, I don't know if when you're racing you've got time to look the landscape and enjoy the I guess you've got because you're one of the best of the Giro. So when people is already like suffering, you might have some time to just inspect a little bit what's around the atmosphere of the climb. But there's a climb that you did this year in the Giro that I really like the scenery. But first of all, I want to ask you, which was your favorite climb you did in the last Giro Italia, if you remember the name, if there's one that shocked you and really liked you. And let's see if it's the same one I've got in my mind thinking right now that I'll tell
Let's
you now.
see. Um, I really like the Paso Jao,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and which other one? Let's see. That stage we did Valparola, Jao, Trecime Lavaredo, which was really beautiful because you really went into you really felt you were on the mountainside,
Yeah.
and it was so steep that you actually felt like you were going up the pure rock wall itself. But yeah, those were really beautiful climbs. Also, more in the Trento region.
Yeah.
I can't remember the names of the climbs, but they're also really beautiful.
Yeah, my name was Paso Jiao, so you just
Yeah, yeah.
bingo.
Very scenic, but pay
Yeah, honestly,
attention for
so
the corners.
did you see that stone that there's in the top of Ojai? Did you have time to saw that?
I didn't see the stone.
Ooh, I'll send you some pictures about that
Okay,
because I've
yeah,
got
yeah.
some pictures with the drone. Amazing. So
Wow.
when you made the top, there's just
Yeah,
on your left, there's a big like rock
really.
that is the peak of Jiao that you just pass yeah on by the road just next to this an enormous like rock. But
Wow.
yeah, if you didn't have time to see that, it means that you guys were going
I have
fast.
to go back or
uh,
just watch your video.
then we've talked about mountain ranges, your favorite climb of Giro, or at least the one that you remember. Did we also say the name of your favorite climb of the world? If there's like one climb that is like, oh, maybe in America, maybe I don't know, somewhere you find out one day you found out someday. Is there a name that you say, oh, this is the best climb? Maybe because I always feel good there, or because I like where it's located, or because I like the road. Is there a name?
Oh, that's a very, very tough question. There's so many, and every year I ride a new climb that I think, oh, this is the best one I've ever done. But sometimes it depends on how you're feeling, or what kind of adventure you've done that day, or the context of where you've been. But I think
At least throw some names if there's no one, because it's like when they ask me, what's your favorite music group? It's like
yeah, yeah,
depending my mood. So
yeah, yeah,
I guess it's literally the same, but is there like some names that you really, I mean, always are on the top list?
yeah. Well, I think the Col de Pau is
All the
really
part?
nice because the views are spectacular. You you climb so much elevation that you see every layer of yeah, how do you say it, of dirt, the dirt changing, the trees changing, everything. It's really beautiful. Um, yeah, also in Andorra, the Colle Bechalis,
Yeah,
it's special to me because it's from
yeah.
the 21 tour, and yeah, always nice memories when I ride that one, which
Yeah.
is a hard climb to ride, but it makes it easier with the good memories.
I climbed Bechalis for first time not long ago, a couple months
Hmm.
ago. And do you know the first time I climbed Bechalis that is already it's not long, but it's quite steep.
Yeah.
First time I discovered Bechalis, do you know who was riding with me?
Who?
Dan Martin, and
Really?
he attacked me like 10 times.
Oh
So
no.
I just hate this climb.
Yeah, not an easy guy to follow.
Yeah, the Irish guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was fun. Eh? It was nice meeting him and riding with him.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I just asked him in the bottom of Bechalis. We were like recording a video for the channel,
yeah,
and I asked him, "Do you still in shape?" And he didn't answer like with words. He just answered with statements on the road. And
yeah, yeah,
he stays
yeah.
very
He
fit.
left his mark.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He lets his mark. Then, Seb, I want to ask you about training camps because you train you climb mountains when you're training at home, when you're racing, but also you guys go to different locations with the team. I'd say that the main ones are Tenerife. Then Jumbo goes a lot in teams, but also Sierra Nevada is one of the like top places that people goes a lot to, which
Hmm.
is like maybe I'm missing some, Livigno, but which is the place you prefer to train for a race, your favorite like mountain camp that you guys do?
Oh, this year I went before the Giro for the first time to Tenerife, and it was really nice. Really good roads, um, so many different climbs, and also different ecosystem. If you go to the north, it's very green. If you go to the south, it's a bit more desert, more volcanic. Um, but you can just see so many different things on on not small island, but compared to Europe, it's a a small place. But yeah, it's a long way to get to the top again, but it's really nice training there.
So you pick Tenerife as your favorite place for training, or I mean with a
Yeah,
training camp?
they all have their pros and cons. I also like Sierra Nevada because it's really quiet. Southern Spain, very relaxed, and
Yeah, Andalucía.
yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Good Salmorejo, and
Yeah.
it's every place has its character, But um, yeah, there's a lot of places.
Okay.
Teens is also nice, a bit more
Teams, yeah.
French Alps style.
Teams
Yeah,
is I never been to Teams, but I've been around and I I mean the French Alps are just
yeah,
iconic.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
You can do a lot of the famous tour climbs and
Iran, I think it's next
yeah,
to
Iran, yeah,
Iran.
go through Val d'Isere, and yeah, really charming place.
Okay, Seb, last yeah, questions. It's just one topic. I've got to throw you some names about climbs, and I want you to give me some feedback. Some of the climbs
Okay.
I picked, you'll see that they are climbs that I think you left your sign when you've been competing. But I want to know your point of view because sometimes from television it seems one thing, and then on the bike it's totally different. But first of all, I want to start talking about Santuario de Acebo, one climb in Spain. How is this climb and memories, Seb?
Yeah, another climb with good memories. Yeah, I remember that climb from the 15th stage of the Vuelta in 2019, and uh, yeah, just amazing place to be a cyclist because the fans in Asturias are amazing, and yeah, they were lining the road, and it was a really hard climb, so I needed all the the help I could get. It starts really steep, and then gets a bit easier towards the end, but it's a typical
Yeah.
Asturian style climb, just brutal.
I never done that climb, but it looks not good because it's like twisty, narrow, the kind of the
Yeah,
tarmac
yeah,
is it's It's like it's not even tarmac. It's I don't know how you call this kind of surface in English, but it
Yeah, like cement or something.
cement. Yeah, cement. Okay,
But
so
it's yeah, it's a very legendary climb in Asturias, and beautiful views at the top.
first victory, your first ever victory in the Vuelta a España, and also
Yeah.
you know the coolest thing about Santuario de Acebo.
What?
It's not the surface, it's not the climb, it's the Sepp Kuss celebration. That
Ah,
celebration, Seb, was just stunning. Like with the
yeah, yeah,
people just clapping their hands.
yeah. Took advantage of the moment.
Yeah. Then another name we're talking about climbs in the north of Spain. I'm gonna throw you a name that many people ask me about this climb, and I feel ashamed because I haven't climbed it yet. I've climbed many of the top mountains, but this climb I haven't climbed. Angliru. You were amazing for Roglic 2020, Vuelta a España that he won. Roglic was struggling a little bit. You just went there, start putting a pace. Don't worry, Primoz. Here I am. And he didn't lose a lot of time with Hugh Carthy. I think he won that stage. So how is Angliru competing? But also, I don't know if it was your first ever experience in Angliru racing. What's your point about Angliru?
Oh, it's really hard. I think it's one of the hardest I've done. Um, yeah, there's some sections. I think the Cueña de Cabras, so it's just yeah, you're trying to keep your front wheel on the ground, but it's crazy how many meters you climb in such a short distance. But yeah, brutal climb, but yeah, I think when you get to the top, you know that you've gone somewhere really special, because it's a place where it seems like it would have been impossible to make a road up. So it's yeah, impressive place.
Is it the hardest climb ever? You at least that you've done, or you've climbed some other climbs, some window, or that you find even tougher?
Yeah, I think that one, Mortirolo is also no, it's harder than Mortirolo.
Yeah, it's so.
It's also the Monte Lusari that we did in the Giro is also very tough and harder because the asphalt was really bad. So
yeah,
it's yeah.
And those little things that
Yeah.
were pretty
The
much
drainage covered, yeah.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
tough too.
Yeah.
Then there's a climb that if you've been in Tenerife, you might know. It's not long, so we can't compare it with Angliru, but called Chirche.
Yes, also tough.
That's it's
Yeah.
short, but the green is more or less like Angliru.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, there's in Tenerife. There's a lot of secret climbs like that. If you want to do, yeah, 5K at 15%, there's a lot of nice places for that in Tenerife.
And if we're talking about Angliru, there's a climb that I think you haven't done yet, but it's the only climb I think we can just compare it like 1-to-1 with Angliru, that is Monte Joncolan. I think you
Yes,
haven't done it.
never done it. No.
There's no need, yeah, there's no need. Okay, and last climb I've got here, I've got Bechalis, but we talk about Bechalis, the charm of Bechalis for you. And yeah, the last one that you climbed the last Tour de France, you were commanding the group for Jonas, and yeah, keeping in place Tadej was Alpe d'Huez, or like the French say Alpe d'Huez. How was climbing the iconic? For me, it's not. It's like a main road, but it's like iconic, and with all the people supporting you guys, it must be like in the top list or not. Alpe d'Huez.
Yeah, it was special for the atmosphere, for sure, and knowing that it's such a historical climb. But yeah, like you said, it's a normal road. I think it's special to try it once to check it off your list. But yeah, there's a lot of more peaceful roads, peaceful climbs, I'm sure, in the Alps. But yeah, especially just for the history and the atmosphere, it's a really cool place.
Yeah, exactly like that. It's like a climb you have to do once in your life, and
exactly.
But you have to do it once.
It's like going to Vegas.
It's going to Vegas, yeah. Never been in Vegas though. Have you?
Yes, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, Seb. So yeah, that's all. Thanks for your time, Seb.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I think this video is going to be launched the day before the beginning of the Tour de France. We're just recording it a few days earlier.
Okay.
Best of luck.
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the tour, so
Yeah, we'll
I'll
see
see
you
you
there.
around because I'm gonna be with Thompson guys, but also I'm gonna be making content. So
Yeah, yeah,
I'll be there
busy
with
man.
a microphone, annoying you a little bit, guys.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay,
For you,
so
it's no problem.
thanks, Steph.
Thanks, Mark.